So yet another Fnaf movie trailer has been released, and along with it, a bunch of new content to see. And I've got some things I want to talk about on this. The first one, which you guys know I'm passionate about, is the rating. We've talked about this on the channel once before in shorts form, but now we can really see what it may be. From what I've seen, I'm gonna be honest with you, it looks very PG-13. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. Maybe if there's a lot of blood and gore that they cut out, then it might be R, but I highly doubt it. Scott's been looking over this and he wants this to be PG-13 because Scott made this game for his kids, if you didn't know that. But, anyways, so the first thing I noticed was they revealed Springtrap. Now, I definitely have mixed feelings about this because, like, imagine you're there on release day, you just expect it to be the original 4, and then all of a sudden, like, on this fourth night, Springtrap comes out. Like, how cool would that be? But I get it. They gotta hype this up after the whole 5 months at Freddy's situation. You know, that was a little bit crazy. Speaking of this whole red eye situation, they changed the eyes, at least from what we've seen. They completely scrapped the red eyes. I mean, I personally didn't really mind it, but I am kind of glad because it's just yellowish orange, which I like, but also now Twitter shut up, which is nice. They also seem to get rid of the facial expressions, which I'm very glad about. One of the things I always loved about the animatronics is how creepy they were with the blank stare. Like, just look at this. Look at this. Like, that's terrifying. So, I'm glad they changed that. Also, I just want to take a second to honor how good Foxy looks like. Mwah! Perfection. Like, look at all that detail, bro. It looks amazing. Another thing I saw is that we can actually see the kitchen. To people who are new or just didn't play the first game, the kitchen was the only camera that you could not see and was an audio only. Well, we still don't know why it was restricted, but maybe we'll finally get to see what the kitchen really looks like. I also noticed that there was a prize counter, which I find this funny because I don't know if you guys know about this, but I've been working on a Five Nights at Freddy's Minecraft map with my friend, and he's like, "Should we add a prize counter?" And I said no because they don't show it in the game, and then like a week later they reveal it. So I just find that funny. But the coolest thing about it is the fact that it's stocked with legitimate FNAF merch. They got all the plushies, which I'm sure were a huge part of our childhoods, and then they got the Foxy mask. Now, my friend actually wore this for his second grade Halloween party, which just shows how crazy time flies. I'm going into sophomore year in high school now. Like, dang. I also really like the design they're doing for the cams, where it's not just a tablet and it's not just one TV. It's a mixture of what they had in FNAF VR and what they have in the original game with a bunch of TVs, which I really like. It's more realistic for a shut down 80s place. Something that almost everybody knows was Corey X Kenshin's cameo.
Where to? Why do I always get the weirdos?
Now, this gets my hopes high, as if we can see a cameo like that for Corey X Kenshin, then we can probably expect an even bigger cameo from Markiplier. And in that same scene as Corey's cameo, we see Golden Freddy, although he is good. I mean, I don't know. Unless Abby's smiling with him and blue eyes means bad, then Golden Freddy's a good guy here. Interesting. Something that was completely absent, though, is Phone Guy. And some people have explained it pretty well, in my opinion. They say that Scott, as the phone guy, will definitely be in there, but they just want us to be shocked in the theater, like I was talking about with Springtrap. Um, like, just imagine we're all expecting phone guy to not be there, and then phone starts ringing when he turns on the power, and we just hear, "Oh, oh," and that's probably what's gonna happen. Now, something that has piqued everybody's interest is the inclusion of Vanessa in the movie. Now, I find this very weird, as something people are not talking about is the fact that in Security Breach she's 23, assuming that Security Breach she's 23, and assuming this takes place in 2023, since they never gave us a specific year, and Security Breach takes place in 2038, that means Vanessa is 8 in the movie. Oh no, they didn't really think that through. But yeah. Anyways, we do see that she does get injured, and I feel like that might be at the end of the movie, but it also might be in between one of the nights. Because really, the only time we see her is on his first night. Maybe his second when she's not in the officer office, but yeah. About the nights, I'm very curious. Is it actually gonna be 5 nights, or are they gonna take the security breach approach here? Um, Although we do see Abby in 3 different outfits, and like I said, Vanessa in 2. Many things can happen between the nights. These include the presumed death of Hank, right here, where he gets absolutely obliterated by Bonnie, and where Mike finds the kids, which I'm very curious how that's gonna work because I thought the kids were dead. I don't know. And the person laying on the ground was presumed to be Abby and Mike's mother, which I find interesting. And speaking of this storyline stuff, I really like the plot that they chose for this movie. Instead of just spending 5 nights in an office, like that'd be a very boring movie, they actually want to turn Abby into an animatronic. And probably the extra Golden Freddy suit they had, but well, that clearly didn't work. We still don't know what this Saw thing is, and or how he'll escape it, but that'll be interesting. But what I think is going to happen for the nights is night one, he goes in, Vanessa comes talk to him. Night two, now he's paranoid about hearing about all this, and he goes to check the animatronics, and he accidentally activates them, which we can see in this kind of scene. But they don't attack him very much. Night three, they go berserk. Night four, they pull some sister location stuff and force them in there, which is when Springtrap comes in, and then Abby escapes, but Mike has to stay, which would explain the whole Abby Golden Freddy thing. And then on this night five would be where the Saw thing would be, which would be very interesting. But I don't know. That's really all I'm gonna go into because I don't know too much about this movie. But if you're excited for the movie as I am, I'd be very impressed because I don't think you could be any more excited than I am. But yeah, so if you guys want to see more news about this when it comes out, leave a like and hit that red subscribe button. Unless it's gray. If it's gray, good job. But if it's red, click it. It's free. You can always subscribe later. And yeah, leave a comment on your rating on this movie out of 10. And yeah, all right, everybody. Have a good day. Peace out.